and then
That's why we think that we should have to do something to let the students in your university so that they can behave well or behave better. That's why we have this club. So this the goal of this club is that we have to ask all of the members to behave well, behave better. For example, if you are angry every day, then you have to decrease your ankle. How can you decrease your ankle? If you are always angry every day, then you have to try to angry maybe just once a week, twice a week. I mean that you have to decrease the level of your ankle. This is the goal of our club. Then when the students can change themselves in the better way, then if they think that okay, this is a good way for our life, then they will invite their families, their relatives to receive Tao, to learn more about Tao.
so the Taoism is like from China, no, or
Well, yeah, the original is from Taiwan,
Taiwan.
but as I told you, it's not about the religion.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays a lot of foreigners receive Tao, because in the club there are two Dutch who receive Tao, and nowadays they still living in Chiang Mai, and every time when they have the Tao ceremony, if they have time, they will come enjoy, and also they also invite their friends who are Dutch to receive Tao. But actually there are a lot of foreigners who receive Tao besides Dutch. For example, American. I am not sure if there are somebody who come from Denmark receive Tao, but there are a lot of people who receive Tao.
Okay, so you're all students at the university,
Yeah.
and the club is just something that you do in the free time, or is it a topic in the university?
This is the club that the student can join. It's optional,
Okay.
It doesn't mean that all of the students in the university have to join this club. It's like, okay, if you are interested in this club, then you just join.
It's a voluntary
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if you're a member of the club, are you then vegan?
Some of them are vegan. Mean by some of them are not vegan, but they may be vegetarian, or they just have vegetarian for some times.
Okay. So why do you think people are vegetarian?
For me, I am Buddhist, so I believe in cause and effect. So I think that the good things and the bad things that I have met in my life, it's about the cause and effect. So I just talk to myself that if I meet the good things today, so it means that in my last life I had done a lot of good things. Meanwhile, if today I made the bad things, so it means that maybe the last life I might have done something wrong or the bad thing to other people. It's about the cause and effect. Well, actually, when I was in grade 4, I met some bad friends, and I just talked to myself that, oh, I am too young. I am in grade 4 only. So it's not at the time that I should meet the bad friends. So I just talk to myself that maybe it is because of the cause and effect. Maybe in my last life I may not be good to that person. That's why I meet this person again in this life, and then they do like this to me. So I just think that maybe now I should start to do something good, so that when I grown up I can meet a lot of good people. And at that time I was in grade 4. I didn't know the definition of doing good things, but but one thing that come in my mind is that I have to be vegan. But to be honest, at that time I was too young, so I so I could not eat vegetarian food, and at that time, it was very hard to find the vegetarian restaurants. But I start but I become a long life vegetarian or vegan when I was in the first year of my university life.
Okay, so how many years have you been vegan?
14 years.
14
Yes.
years have you been vegan? Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of, there's a difference between vegan and vegetarian, because some vegetarians eat dairy products like
Yeah.
milk and cheese.
Yeah.
So why do you think that people are vegetarian, that they still consume milk and cheese?
For this, this is the thing that I think in my mind. So I cannot tell you the exact answer, but for me, I think nowadays a lot of Thai people start to eat vegetarian food, but it's not popular compared with other countries. Yeah.
I think it's quite popular. There are many people that understand and know what J is.
But some of them cannot eat it for the long life. You know.
No. Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there are like more like in Chiang Mai. I think there are so many vegan restaurants or vegetarian restaurants that is like you cannot find it any other city almost that have so
Yeah.
many. Like the size of Chiang Mai is not a very big city, but there are so many vegan and vegetarian. Like the city where I come from in Denmark, there were only like 5 vegan restaurants, and in Chiang Mai there are like more than 100.
Yes, but for most of Thai people will have vegetarian food for some meal.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
not every meal.
Yeah.
And I just observed that some customer, that some people who go to the vegetarian foods are foreigners.
Sure. So it's
Yes.
more targeted to foreigners, not so much the Thai
Yeah,
people.
but for some of Thai people are vegan, some of Thai people are vegetarian, and some of Thai people just start to eat vegetarian food for some meal. But actually, some of them do not know the real meaning of vegetarian or vegan. They just talk to themselves that, okay, today in the lunch time I will have vegetarian food. That's it. But sometimes but after that, maybe dinner, they start to eat pork or chicken again.
The reason why I'm like comparing the vegetarian and vegan is because like I think that some people go vegetarian and still drink milk and eat cheese because they don't want to kill animals. But my point is that when you eat cheese and milk products, you do a lot of harm to the cows because they live horrible lives. They need
That's true.
they need to give birth to a calf, and then the calf is like taken from the mother when it's like a couple of days old, and then it's like the cow, she is milked for all her life, and then she's slaughtered.
Yeah. And actually, Auntie Jane, it's vegetarian as well, and most of us upstairs are vegetarian as well. And next Monday, not tomorrow. Next Monday,
Yeah.
19 March, there will be the Taoist ceremony at Auntie Jane's house. Yeah.
I know a little bit about Taoism because I think it's a good way to heal, like the concept of healing your body without using any medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And doing some stretches and stuff. I think it's I'm doing some yoga and stretching also because I think it's very important for your health.
Yeah, but for us, we emphasize on changing the bad behavior.
Okay, changing the bad behaviors.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be more interested if it was about also like stretching and stuff like that.
Well, actually, we have this activity as well, but but for next Monday,
Yeah,
since this is the first time that that Uncle James will have this ceremony in her own house. So we will have a limited time. So
Sure, of
this
course.
activity might maybe in the next time,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
next 2 months or next 4 months. But
Can you give an example of how you focus on bad habits to change? What do you do? Do you have like sit in a circle and then you say, I did this bad thing, I want to change, or how does it work?
well,
But just, yeah.
for me, the first step is that I just talk to myself. That I just observe myself. What is the bad behavior? So I just make a list and then I just
You write it
set up.
down. You write it down,
Yes,
or yeah.
yes, and then I just make a goal. For example, I know that I am always hot tempo. So I just talk to myself that okay, in 1 week I can be hot tempo for twice a week only, and then I have to decrease the level of being hot tempo. And also sometimes we don't know that we have the bad behavior. But I just talk to myself that if I see someone's bad behavior, so it means that I have the bad behavior like this as well. So I just talk to myself that okay, this person do like this and I don't like this behavior, so I will not do like this as well.
So it's also like self-meditation, or
Yes.
like you meditate and you like, or yeah, inside yourself, or do you talk with each other?
Both. Yeah.
Both. Okay. When you say receive Tao, what does it mean to receive Tao?
Well, actually, it is just the ceremony, but actually the main goal is that we have to change our bad behavior. So I don't want you to focus on the ceremony. It's just the process.
How long is the ceremony? When
It-
does it start? When does it end?
well, actually, on that day there will be 2 ceremonies. The first ceremony is Tao study class, start from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the second ceremony is Tao receiving ceremony, and I think this will be start from 11 to 1 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the cost of attending?
So for the Tao study class, after you receive Wing Tao, most of the people who receive Wing Tao will get confused the real meaning of Tao, why I should receive Tao, and what is the importance of receiving Tao. That's why they have to join the Tao study class to study more about Tao. Yes, but on the lunchtime, while the participants have lunch, that will be the Tao receiving ceremony. Yeah.
But what is the price? Is it free to attend?
Well, it's not a fee. It's not. That
How many baht does it cost?
it is the donation.
Donation.
Depending on, what you want to
Donate.
Yeah.
If you don't want, you can just stop it. Yeah, it's not serious.
I feel a little bit shy when I see myself on YouTube.
You don't have to look.
All right. Yeah. So